We live in this thing. What up, y'all? What up, what up,
Yeah.
what up?
What up? What up? Yeah, man, we want to come to y'all, man, and talk about of the importance of support within your inner circle. That's coming from friends that you consider close, family, spouses, brothers, sisters, anybody you in your family that you consider close, partners, whether it be life partners or business partners or whatever. A good, strong support system is vital in most cases, for most people, because most people don't have the type of brain or the type of will or emotional layout to just completely do things on their own without somebody either rooting for them, cheering for them, or helping them out in any way, shape, or form. Especially when it comes down to somebody real close to you, a spouse or something like that. Like, it's very important to speak life into your spouse. Like, you don't never want to make them feel like that you don't support them. You want them to feel like if everybody's against them, even if the world's against them, that they actually got you. Even if you're the last one standing, they actually have you to push them that little extra step that they need. I mean, now, don't get me wrong. There are, no, I'm saying, people do get it in their head to do things that's not really in their strong house, and those type of things pretty much are destined to fail if they not, if they haven't did anything to build themselves up for it to be in their strong house or whatever. And I mean, as a responsible spouse or friend or whatever, it's up to you to help them see those things if they are weak in those areas, or what I'm saying, if in your best opinion you don't think it's going to really work out the way that they think it's going to work out. I mean, that don't necessarily mean they should stop, but what I'm saying, as a responsible friend or family member or whatever, you should be there to help them figure it all out or whatever. Because there's nothing worse than a person trying to do something, whether it's open up a business or even start a podcast or webcast or whatever you want to call it, like we're attempting to do here. You know what I'm saying? And here and for them to look around and see the people that they hold so close to them, see the looks on their faces, like, another idea, you know, you're doing this again, or you should get a regular job if they don't have a regular job. I got a regular job, and I
You
make
know
real good
me.
money. But anyway, but even if you got a regular job, people, know what I'm saying, people can't see your dream, you know what I'm saying? And if they can't see it themselves, like if they can't see themselves doing it, they'll project that onto you. If they've been failures themselves at a lot of things, or even failing to start a lot of things, they'll project that onto you and have you thinking that you can't accomplish those things. But what you think about that, bro?
I think it create a collage of limited beliefs. Like when people start, like you said, projecting their fears, it's almost like you influenced by the power of seduction or something like that, but not in a sexual manner. It's more of a mental manner. You know what I'm saying? Because you being seduced to feel like somebody else. They feel like they can't do something, but you can't even always blame it on that either though, because I feel like people will allow their fears, like, cause I'm a victim of it myself. Like I used to always like seek support and be on my wife about support me and stuff, and I had this veil over my eyes that, like, and I really started to feel like she didn't support me when all the while it was me not taking action, if that makes sense.
Right,
But when
right,
I
right, 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 right.
but when I finally did start taking action and being consistent with whatever I was doing, she was spreading the news, basically support me in any way she can, whether it's paying for something or connecting with different people or marketing different things for me on Facebook, just any type of support that's gonna help. me be a better person for the betterment of our marriage. And I said all that to say, like, don't have so much paralysis analysis to the point to where, like, you blind to the fact that you're not moving, but you're looking for support from somebody, whether it be your spouse, like Unc said, whether it be your spouse, your friends, or your peers. Like, don't allow your actions or you being handicapped to cause tension between you and whoever you looking to support you.
Yeah, I mean, touching on what you said about, you felt like you wasn't getting support from your wife, and you realized, about your own lack of action taking, which probably influenced, how she responded to what you were trying to do. Now, what I'm saying, it is very, 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 very important that you do recognize your own personal inaction or action. You have to really take responsibility for what you do and what you don't do. You know what I'm saying? You have to like you can't really look out outward at people like they don't really support what you're trying to do if you know deep down that you got a lot of unfinished projects and you skip around a lot. And you know what I'm saying? Like you don't really see anything through because people, for the most part, are going to respond to you however they know you to be. You know what I'm saying? But there's like a invisible line there too because like people can know they can know that you do see things through and they can know of a lot of things that you didn't see through. But, as far as humans go, for whatever strange reason, humans tend to remember the things that you didn't do versus the things that you did do, especially if it's towards them like favors and stuff like that. They might have asked you to borrow some money. You might have let them borrow some money 1,000 times, and one time said no. And then that one time you said no, that's the time that they remember. And you get to rehashing about, man, you remember when I let you borrow blah 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 this that and the other, and they be like, no, I don't remember that. You know what I'm saying? Because negativity for a lot of people, what I'm saying, affect their brains more positively, and that kind of aligns with action and inaction. So they'll remember all those inactions that you didn't do before remembering the actions that you did take, and that affects how they come at you. So it's kind of like, in a way, when you're doing things, you gotta kind of, I mean, you should expect for people to not see what you're trying to do to the fullest extent because most human brains work that way where they can't see outside of themselves. But you know what I'm saying, at the same time, I feel like if you close ties with someone, like in one of the categories that I said, partnership, marriage, friendship, family, whatever, you know what I'm saying, if you in close ties with someone, you should always lift that person up. Always give that person a push. You don't necessarily have to be giving a person money. You know what I'm saying? Or if you got it like that, you know what I'm saying? Buy them a piece of equipment that they don't have, or do a little research on a certain subject. On certain things that they're trying to do, trying to accomplish about podcasting or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? It might not be podcasting, period. They might be trying to start a nightclub, or they might be trying to start, you know, a t-shirt company or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are more prone to succeed if they can look around them and see there are people in their corner helping them see things through. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just a clap, even if it's just a cheer, even if it's just a shout out on social media, a share on social media. Hey man, here goes blah blah blah. Put this towards, what you're trying to do. I believe in you. You know what I'm saying? A pat on the back, whatever. That goes a long way from a person that's really out here trying to make things happen. Really, that's really trying to accomplish their dreams.
Yeah, it build that momentum. It build that drive with them. In regards to that, they don't have to depend so much on self-belief. I mean, I always depend on self-belief. I always believe in yourself. But when you have that extra support, it just does that much better when it comes to you striving and trying to be successful.
Yeah, because I know, man, when I'm trying, when like, if I'm trying, like, I'm a very passionate person. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people probably don't believe in zodiac and stuff like that, but I'm a Scorpio, and I believe a person's astrological sign is affects the way that they are. I mean, based off the research that I've done. Not all Scorpios are the same. I mean, it's get real deep as far as what half of the Scorpio section you was born under, the first half or the second half, this, that, and other. But that's neither here nor there. I'm a real passionate person about the things that I do, even the things that I don't even see through. I try my best until whatever reason that I come up with or whatever excuse that I come up with not to see it through. Then in the meantime, what I'm saying, I really give it my go. When I'm trying something, man, and if it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to, I don't show it a lot because I internalize a lot of things, man. And I feel like a lot of people don't think beyond surface level about a lot of things. So that shies me away from expressing how I feel or how something affected me. And so if I fail at something, I may not show it, but it really, I'm saying, no matter how small it was, it affects me in a bigger way than most can really understand. And if I fail at something and somebody says, "See, I knew that wasn't gonna work out for you. I knew you was gonna," what I'm saying, like all that negative shit stuff, come up here, all that negative stuff, man, that it really makes me look at a person, you know what I'm saying, sideways because one thing I know for sure. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people that I deal with, like 99.9 of the people that I deal with on a regular basis, I've shown you plenty of times that I come through. You know what I'm saying? I've shown you plenty of times that I see things through, whether it was for me or for them. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at me and say, I knew you was gonna fail, it kind of make me feel like you never have, you know what I'm saying? No matter if I'm coming through for you or you coming through for, you know what I'm saying? If I'm coming through for you or if I'm coming through for myself, it's like you never really in my corner. You know what I'm saying? You never
Right.
was rooting for me at all, especially if I never heard a word of encouragement from you through my journey. And then the second I fail, I hear from you like I knew it. You weren't gonna never do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that hey, I be wanting to say and do so many things, but the way I am these days just pretty much keeps me from saying and doing all those things. You know what I'm saying? I just keep it calm, move
Yeah.
along, try to brush it off. But it do fuck with my mind though, you know what I'm saying? And I just hate it, especially if it comes from somebody that's close to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really, really, I feel like you shouldn't be saying nothing in no negative light to me if you didn't even help me or assist me in any kind of way in whatever endeavor that I failed in. If you
Nothing at
wasn't there
all.
for me at all, you didn't do anything to try to, you know what I'm saying, push me. Hey, keep your negativity to yourself. You know what I'm saying? It'd be different. Like I respect what you got to say. If it's a situation where you was trying to tell me the whole time, you know what I'm saying, where I was going wrong, and I was ignoring you. And it turns out that way. I mean, I'm not with the aha, I told you so, but I can see where you coming from better if that were the case. But if you just mute, look at me inside my head, not really saying nothing, you know what I'm saying? I should have been looking at that as, hey, you know what I'm saying? You ain't rooting for me. That means you really not, you know what I'm saying? You really not with me on this. But you try to give people the benefit of the doubt sometimes, and hope that they got some type of faith in you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're dealing with them on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, when somebody come to me and be like, I knew you was gonna fail. You know what I'm saying? Based on like they'll be like, I knew you was gonna fail because I ain't think that was a good idea or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like when they just leave it simple like that, like then you showed didn't express that while I was doing it. You showed them, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't this detailed when I was sharing what my plans is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You looking at me saying, yeah, yeah, whole time you thinking, man, this motherfucker ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
He gonna
Yeah.
fail. It's over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Or it
I just find that stuff crazy, man.
or they either on the sideline as if they know you taking a risk and it's a and it's a possibility that you could make it. So I'm gonna stick beside you just in case you do make it. But if you don't make it, I'm gone.
Right. I mean, and the thing about it is, man, a lot of those people that with the I knew you was gonna fail, they don't try to do nothing. They just wake up every day, do whatever they feel like they have to do in life. You know what I'm saying? And they do that to the bare minimum. And the things that they don't have to do, the things that they don't really need to be doing, they do those things to the maximum.
Yeah.
And they judge every single thing and everybody around them. Those are the type of people that if I buy a Bentley, right? I buy a Bentley and I get it all black. And I ride around, be like, hey man, what's up, man? I want to show you my car, man. I'm real proud of it. I finally hit a milestone. Blah 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 blah. How you like that junk? And they be like, oh man, that's nice. That's nice. You ride out. Them the same people that look at their partner standing there. I mean, that junk nice, but I would have got it. He got a black one. I would have got a white one. Now you wouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't have got a nothing. You know what I'm saying? If you would have got it, you would have it. You
Right.
sitting around talking about some. I would have got this. I would have got that. Take that energy and apply it to your life and go get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I try not to sit around. Like when a lot of people come at me, you know what I'm saying, talking about, you know, this person should have did this. I hate the way they did that, and it's a whole bunch of rambling on, and I'd be like, and people often hear me say stuff like, "Did you tell them that? You know what I'm saying? Did you tell them about it? Did you tell them how you feel? You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, the answer be no. And as soon as you say something like that, you know what I'm saying? People instantly, no, later on while they talking, they get to saying stuff like, "Hey man, you listen to me? The answer is no. It's over with." You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't even have the heart. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have the heart or the respect to address a person head on. Like, and I'm not even talking about on no confrontational way. Even if it may be some confrontation, it might be a confrontational thing that's bothering you or whatever. There's nothing I personally will say behind a person's back or have said behind a person's back that I won't say in front of their face or have not said in front of their face. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm talking to somebody about somebody, 9 times out of 10, we both talk to that person. 9 times out of 10, they know I talk to that person about said things, and they are to it, and they expect that. You know what I'm saying? There's not like, hey, I'm talking to you, my nephew, about something. Then I go to a whole nother person that don't even know you, or you know what I'm saying,
Right.
or you are enemy of, or man, I'm gonna tell you what my nephew did, what this nigga did, man. Blah blah this, blah blah that. So I try to stay away from that type of thing. If you in close network with somebody, man, and they a stand up person, if you don't feel like they're a stand up person, you shouldn't be in close network with them anyway. But if you are in close network with somebody and they trying to make something, or they doing that extra thing that the majority wouldn't do, because to be honest with you, man, that's what success lies based on my research. You know what I'm saying? When you hear and listen to these biographies, the biopics or whatever, however you say it, of these people talking about their journey to success, is they always come to a point in their story where they did something that the majority of people will not do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of people won't even take a step forward toward their dreams. They just sit around and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But they did something that a lot of people would not do, and it turned. You know what I'm saying? And they applied pressure to that part, and it worked out for them. True enough, it don't work out for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't just that easy. But that is based on what I've read, based on what I've witnessed. Um, that is a vital part of it to go beyond the point that the masses go. Because if the masses go there, if it was that easy, everybody be successful and rich and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or even let's not even talk about money. Everybody be success. What are we talking about? Uh, um, Mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever. You believe in what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like you in fine tune in connection with what you believe in, the way you are, because that's what you believe wholeheartedly. When we talking about religion or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And um, the people that's going along with things, going along with the masses, not really connected with their beliefs like they think they are. You know what I'm saying? Those the people that won't even they're scared they're scared for their beliefs to be challenged. You know what I'm saying? They run away from their beliefs being challenged. But but back to what I was saying though. Again, it's important for you to uplift the people that you in close network with, because if those people make it to where they're trying to get to, if they the type of people that you think they are, that keeps you close to them, you're going to be lifted with them. And even if it turns out that they're a whole different type of person than you thought, and they run off in a whole nother direction, even if you paying attention, you learn some game from it, and you still win. If you got some info from it, if you got some knowledge from it, you still win it. You can apply it to whatever you trying to do. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But you could never get to that point if you're not really with that person, if you're not really in support of that person. You know what I'm saying? If you're not really um, speaking speaking positivity and bringing negative vibes towards that person stop stop them from failing in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? I say failing in a negative way because failure itself not necessarily a negative. Because if you learn from your failure, you can look at that as a positive. It's just all about perspective.
The thing is to me, and I think for all of us is our trip on getting out of it. And how do we, speaking on people out there who really have nobody? I'm talking about we basically was blessed to have the family that we have. We don't really have a huge, huge family. Everybody is still around. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As far as I know. But for those people out there who don't really have nothing, learn to cherish the relationships that you got, you know, whether it's a person or two, or whether it's three people, like, because I know it's a lot of people out there who don't have parents, who don't have no father figures, no mother figures, just nobody, period. So just learn to cherish the relationships that you got. Do your best to mold your own mentality into a more positive manner, because if your environment ain't doing it and you have no one to give you support and you have no people that you can really look up to, lose fear out here in this world, man, and just don't be afraid to have a model. It ain't nothing wrong with having somebody that inspires you. The last thing you want to do is not use what God gave you, and that's your heart, to follow it. When it comes to support, just stand tall on it, man, and look for as much support as you can, and always follow your dream. Stand 10 toes, regardless of all toxic conversations or toxic energy, like, because it's real. I'm a firm believer that negative energy is real, man, and I can feel it. I could be a bit sensitive to a lot of energy, man, and I show it. I show my energy a lot. Like if I feel some type of way, like everybody at home gonna feel it, everybody at work gonna feel it, and I always been the type to where I don't mind nobody feeling my energy. I try to avoid conflict by all means, but I don't mind you knowing how I feel. And
Right.
it's just it's hard to get support, bro. Especially when people don't see what you see,
Right.
when people don't have ambitions of their own, when people are used to the same mediocre lifestyle, when people are just fine with going to work every day, not actually having any goals, personal goals at that. Like you
Right.
ought to have some type of goddamn personal goal, if anything. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
hey, so many people go stop at, man. I'm gonna get right for the summer.
You know
you
what I'm saying?
know,
Okay, how you gonna get right though? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? You talking about your bread, the bag? You talking about
man, they
your
just trying to fit into that side 12. You know,
man?
that's all they trying to do, fit into the side 12, and they just doing it for the summer, and it's back to the basics, back to the binge eating, whatever.
Hey,
You
it's
know,
time. It's time out for the New Year resolution.
right?
For real.
I mean, man. Yeah, I'm with you on that projection, on the projected of energy, man. Because and speaking of projection, like I was saying earlier, man, people project onto you what their mental is or whatever. They feel like you can't do it. They're gonna project that. They feel like they can't do it. They're gonna project that onto you and try to convince you that you can't do it or whatever. But that's how the world works, and I hate that, man. But as far as energy goes, man, yeah, I'm a big believer in energy too. If my energy off, everybody around me gonna feel that. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Ooh.
if the reason why my energy off is around me. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And man, I just want everybody to take from this, man. Look, always look outside of yourself to do what you think you need to do that's best for you. And it's important for people to support you, man, but whether they support you or not, do whatever it is you feel like. Go to the lengths you feel like you need to go to find success. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna feel so much better about it. I'm not exactly where I want to be, but I've overcome a lot of hurdles. I've been successful in a lot of different things that I've attempted to do, whether they be small or big to me. It might not be big to somebody else, but big to me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And I just want to encourage people, man, to look inside of yourself and look outside of yourself and take those steps to do whatever it is you need to do. And I want to encourage the supporting cast or people who's supposed to be there supporting cast to do whatever it is they need to do. Look outside and within themselves to push their fellow person, their spouse, their friend, their family, their cousins, whatever, their business partners. You know what I'm saying? Push them to where to the heights they feel like they can go. You know what I'm saying? And there should be no limits on that because anything possible. Anything. I don't care what it is. Anything possible.
Hey, as above, so below, baby. Like
Right.
if you made in the image of God, then that means you divine too. Like
Hey, hey,
yeah, hey,
anything, man.
but yeah, man, like Unc ain't said nothing wrong, man. We got 2 minutes left in this thing, man. So we gonna, keep it giggity, man, and just really appreciate the fact that, everybody out there who gonna be looking at our channel. We thank y'all for tuning in, man, and just giving us a chance at, success. We're gonna keep pushing this thing no matter what. And, as far as support and the importance of support, like learn to build your self-belief, learn to build your mentality, learn to build like just hey, power up, man. Power up because time is on your side. Change your mind state as far as like, because this was a biggie to me. Change your mind state as far as you not having enough time because you know what I'm saying, you got enough time as long as you still breathing. Like if you always feeling like you ain't got enough time, you're gonna be in a state of anxiety, and that ain't good. So I always, just learn to live in the present, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate the present and be grateful for the things that you have now and just continue to formulate and construct, whether it's mentally or physically, your goals in life. That's, what I'm saying? Just manifest them, man. Manifest. Take that shit to the fifth dimension. You know, hey, yeah, just believe in yourself, man. For real. So
I guess that's all we got for y'all right now. We about to run out of time. And we gonna sign off with that right there.
in 3, 2, 1.